Howdy there, everybody. A couple days ago, I saw the new film from Disney Pixar, Brave, and I rather enjoyed it. I'm still thinking about it. I think I'm going to give it an 8. I think I may not agree with that in the future, meaning that might be a little too high. It might be a solid 7, but the time I had in the theater was an 8, and I really did enjoy the story and thought it was a good change of pace from Pixar. One thing I enjoyed about it is that in this day and age, the trailers for films, I mean, not 100%, but mostly give away the film. And in some cases, they show the best scenes in the trailers. I guess that's sort of cliche to say. Well, the trailers for Brave don't let you know at all what the story is going to be about, it turns out. I mean, it sets you up that it's going to be about a young female searching for her destiny and trying to strike out on her own. But you don't really see the hardships that she goes through to get there. So I really appreciated that the story was just a complete surprise to me. I thought that this was going to be more or less like based in the real world than fantasy, but it is fantasy. And I don't know, I really enjoyed it. I like the twist. That's why I can't talk about it. They did such a good job of never mentioning what happens in the film, the big twist in the film. But so I feel that I can't talk about it, but I enjoyed it. But the movie is about a young lady, princess, searching for her destiny, wanting to change her destiny. She makes a deal with a witch in the middle of the woods. It's not an evil witch. It's just, I guess, a witch. Just an old senile witch. She definitely didn't seem evil or bad. But the spell that she casts that allows our hero to search for her own destiny also, you know, radically changes her life and the one she loves around her. So it's like, you know, that old catch-22, I guess. So that's pretty much what it's about. I can't talk about the bulk of it just because I don't think it's fair to you. Stars Kelly MacDonald, who I'm not really familiar with, Billy Connolly, Craig Ferguson. Those are pretty much the voices I recognized. I tried to remember more from the credits. Emma Thompson, I believe, but I'm not, besides those four, not doing too good of a job. Directed by 2 people, I want to say. They were names that I was not familiar with in the Pixar realm. Written, I can't remember who it was written by. I think only by one person, but I'm not too sure. I thought the film was gorgeous. It's a Pixar film, so you know it's going to be the best and the brightest of animation, computer animation, and it does, you know, look amazing. At times, I thought it was pretty much damn photorealistic. In fact, I got so wrapped up into the story and really liked the characters that for a while, whenever I would meet a new character, I would wonder, where did they find this guy? You know, how did they cast this movie? And then I remembered, oh, they're cartoons. They drew them. But I really, really like the character design. I mean, again, I got lost, and I you know, believed that they were real humans for a split second, just because they just look so perfectly flawed, you know. Just very well designed, very well designed, very well written. Really all of the characters, you know, come to life for you. One thing I enjoyed about it is the use of silence. I think Pixar has always been, you know, at the forefront of using silence. I think silence is, I guess even with the resurgence of The Artist, I think silence is very underused in film. Because, you know, if you don't have anything to listen to, then you have to be visually striking. You have to tell your story visually. Your characters have to communicate visually through, you know, body language. There is, you know, there are characters who can't talk, who are used to talking in this film. That's all I can pretty much say. And once they lose their inability to speak, they have to rely on body language and facial expressions. And even though it is an animated film, they do that very, very well. I thought a lot of humor came from that. I'm just a big fan of movement and I don't know how else to say it, you know, just of movement, stance. So I really enjoyed that aspect of the film. It was gorgeous. I mean, maybe I thought it, I'm trying to think of why I'm not giving it a 10. And that's, I just maybe got slightly bored. I mean, I could feel it drag on just a little bit, but I just, you know, stuck with it anyway. Seemed like there was one other point. Oh, I thought it borrowed heavily from the Miyazaki film Howl's Moving Castle. It seemed like they must have watched Howl. I mean, I think that every time they gear up to make a Pixar film, they just make the crew watch lots of Miyazaki, and then just tell them, you know, this is what we need to do. I think in this case, they must have watched Howl's Moving Castle, you know, a lot, because I don't know, there are lots of elements from Howl's Moving Castle that I found here. The senile old witch, not necessarily bad, but definitely, you know, misunderstood. Yeah. Now I'm trying my best to remember what happened to her character. I mean, that is one thing. You do meet a lot of characters in this. You know, it's a big epic fantasy tale. So you do see a lot of faces. You meet a lot of people. It seems that they all get their one little punchline. They're all one little moment that's nice. Maybe sometimes, like right now, I literally can't remember what happened to the witch character. I'm trying to remember, and I can't. So maybe she just kind of faded into the background. But the witch, the living fire, I thought the living fire was very Howl's Moving Castle. There was something else that made me remind me of that. But anyway, I thought it borrowed heavily from Howl's Moving Castle, which again, you know, love and theft is art. So I don't mind that they borrowed so much, as long as it's from, you know, greatness. I don't really know what else to say about the film. I thought it was gorgeous. I thought it was fast-paced, mostly. It did lull a little bit. I thought the voice talent was very good. I thought you know, it looked gorgeous. The character design was awesome. All of the, you know, wildlife, it's pretty much out in the forest. There's a lot of wildlife. Bears. I thought all of the fur on the animals looked, you know, incredible. Just, it's getting to the point where I'm amazed at, you know, what I'm seeing. It's getting to the point of photorealism, and it seems to have gotten there so quickly, you know, in such a short amount of time, such a great leaps forward, you know, in terms of technology in such a short amount of time. So if you're a fan of the Pixar films, then, I mean, probably you've already seen it. I probably don't even need to recommend it to you, but you should definitely see it. Try and see it on the big screen. I did not see this in 3D. Part of me kind of wishes I did, but part of me doesn't, because I'm not a big fan of 3D. I mean, it was a really good film, and I had a good time watching it. So that's Brave, and I'll give it a solid 8. You know, I can't wait to see it again someday. I may like it less, though, but I really enjoyed it. So that's Brave. It's a solid 8. Thank you very much.